her mouth. That's a
Well,
great.
hello, everybody, and welcome, one and all, to Dying Time. This here is our 1 month homage, opus, if you will, to everything undead, as we are going to dive into the Outbreak Undead system, do a little homebrew zombie apocalypse action with a cast of 18. Today, you will meet the first 5 survivors, and as they enter into the zombie apocalypse, whatever they do in this particular region of this particular tossed up world will affect the other 3 groups. So it is a narrative that will build upon itself over the coming month. But before we get into the narrative, what is a good narrative without a good cast? Nothing, I say. So I will drop straight down to, it's Lauren. Well, let's talk to Lauren anyway. Lauren, how are you doing today?
I'm peachy. I'm super, super optimistic about how this is gonna go. Yep, that's me. I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger. Who knows? I don't know. But Brew's here with me. That's what I know. It's gonna be good. I'm super excited.
Good. Absolutely. Let's go over to Brew. Brew, how are you doing today, my friend? And are you ready for the apocalypse?
I was born for this, Greg. I know. Even if you live or die, I'm a nihilist, so I'm always pulling for the end of society. I'm having a great morning and looking forward to shooting zombies. Hopefully, a lot before I go down to a horde, in a bid to save time for my friends, or maybe shoot them in the foot and leave them for bait.
It's a spectrum. We're not sure where we're going to fall on it. We will definitely see, though, how heroic? Question mark. We'll see how that drops down. Let's go over to someone who's new to the channel. Nox, how are you doing today? And are you ready for the zombie apocalypse?
No, I'm definitely not ready. I'm barely awake. It's 10 o'clock here. I had to get up at like 7:38 to get ready. It's the earliest I've ever been up for a game. But I love zombie shit, man. But I'm not by any stretch of the imagination prepared or ready to play this game. I'm super nervous.
It's a good thing. Feed off of that energy. You are going into the zombie apocalypse. I would be worried if you were calm. So let's jump over to the man in the hood beside you, who is never calm because he's normally in his laboratory making up horrible things for our Projects Kronos and Athena crews. Lord Conti, how are you doing today, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm ready for this. I got tricks for days for these zombies.
Just remember that, everybody. There's the t-shirt right before the zombie horde pulls him down. I had tricks for days. Good, brother. Good. Let's see what we got with that. And let's jump up to another new person on the channel. Nargo, how are you doing today, my friend? And are you ready for the zombie apocalypse?
No, I'm not ready as well, but we'll see. I'll try my best not to die.
Yeah, you know what, everybody? Let's take a step back, because there was bravado, there was I'm going to do this, or I'm going to, and then there's Nurgo. He called it like I'm going to just try, guys. I'm going to give it my best shot. I can't make any promises. And you know what? You got to appreciate that. You have just really got to sit back and say, you know what? Absolutely. I'm with you. Okay, so as we get into all of this, I will tell you a few things about the system itself. This is the first time for all of us to be playing, as I assume, to be playing the Outbreak Undead system. I have scaled it down to what they call the arcade style, which is good for one-shots, and it's good if you just have a party game and want to sit down and play it. It's a little crunchy the first time around, but once you get through like that initial series of actions, it becomes very intuitive. And so we're going to take it nice and slow. So if anybody watching might want to play this game, in fact, I will throw the old link up in chat. It is free over on, many of the elements of this game are free on Drive-Thru RPG, including the quick start guide. The only thing is, I believe the Game Master stuff is a little bit, a couple dollars or something like that. It's worth it. It's a fun game that you can definitely, Playing zombies is a good sell this time of year. So if you have friends that aren't necessarily RPG enthusiasts, tell them to sit down and you can fight some zombies and you might just get a couple takers. With that being said, I'm going to get into my favorite aspect of Outbreak Undead and the system here. These characters that you see before you, these players, are playing themselves. Because, and I will throw this up in chat, this system has a personality test. And if you follow this 40-question personality test, it will assign you the 4 basic stats: strength, perception, empathy, and willpower. It's you. You plug those into the character sheet, it populates all of your skill checks. You have just inserted yourself into the narrative of the zombie apocalypse. And that's what we've done. So, Lauren's playing Lauren, Brew's playing Brew, Nox is playing Nox, Cody's playing Cody, Nurgo's playing Nurgo. They are all in the zombie apocalypse as themselves. So, with that being said, and with us getting through just a little of the crunchy details, I will tell you what to expect from the scenario that we have here on the channel. Now, this scenario is inclusive of all the groups that, from this one to the 3 that will follow. But here's what happened. Almost 9 months ago, everything fell. People started getting sick. A global pandemic was declared. Those not exhibiting symptoms were quarantined from the vast majority that were. The preservation pods, as they became known, were federal or state government facilities. Most were military or public safety in nature, National Guard centers, police barracks. And for over 6 months, these preservation pods ran throughout the country. Then the food ran out. Reports from the outside were vague at best. Radio, television reports lasted for a while, but quickly reverted to looped warnings and suggestions. Now, the internet lasted a bit, but like the internet is wont to, the information was so unreliable it was impossible to tell what was fact and what was fiction. Numerous theories, though, abound. The sickness was man-made, a terrorist attack. The whole world was infected. A meteor had passed too close to the Earth, bringing some form of radiation. It was a super strain of influenza caused by antibiotic overuse. On and on and on. The fall of humanity had turned into a wiki post. Finally, everything went dark, but that last bit of information, on the very last day before the internet stopped, before the world paused, it reached the pods, and that came nearly 2 months ago. The information was as follows. Many infected with the sickness died, a mortality rate of perhaps 90%. However, they did not stay dead. Soon after passing, the corpse would reanimate, and as zombie movies had led us to believe, they became mindless, aggressive, and hungry. As for the other 10%, these infected, they did not die. Quite the contrary. These beings exhibited evolved senses, speed, strength, savagery. They hunt in packs but did not seem to be able to communicate in the traditional sense. And finally, with the last bit of blurb that would ever run across the information superhighway, a flare was sent off into the night. On the east coast of the United States, Washington, Baltimore, Philly, and New York City had been able to push back the dead and infected, but at a great cost. The area, now known as the Mega, can protect the living inside and support them with food and supplies, but as of now, they cannot advance their front lines. To anyone hearing this message, help is not coming. The dead and infected outnumber you 80-1. You must find your own way to the Mega. We are waiting for you. So, group, as for your pod, you were all remote enough not to have experienced anything more than a few reports of zombies at the fences, but the soldiers assigned to you had put them down with little trouble. None of these heightened, these 10%, these infected, had been sighted. The soldiers believed the normal zombies relied more on sound than either sight or smell, though they believed their smell was augmented a bit as well. With supplies at critical levels, those in charge of the preservation pod that you belong to proposed an escape to the Mega. Several convoys consisting of 4 to 6 vehicles each would make the trek, taking different routes. For safety, each vehicle would travel 30 to 45 minutes apart. If any vehicle in the chain experienced trouble, protocol obligated them to fire a flare into the air so the surrounding vehicles would be warned and reroute if necessary. In your vehicle, a stately 1972 Jeep Wagoneer, driven by an old Vietnam veteran by the name of John Dawson, but everyone just calls him Dawson, you have made your way as far as Garrett, Maryland. Only a few hours' travel separates you and the border of the Mega. So far, you haven't encountered any hostiles. You are vehicle number 1 in your convoy. Good luck. And so as we leave this narration and drift down into the aforementioned stately 1972 Jeep Wagoneer, we see it packed full of people. We see old John Dawson behind the wheel, the wood sides of the Wagoneer dulled even more so than age could have gifted it. But inside, we see people seated in both bench seats, and it's at this point I'm going to ask the crew, where are you sitting in this grand Wagoneer?
I am sitting in the back seat, behind, on the right, behind the passenger.
Okay. Knox is passenger rear.
I'm sitting shotgun, and I'm chain smoking.
Okay.
Probably the last pack of cigarettes on Earth.
I am sitting, I guess, then left rear to avoid smoke brew. I am allergic to smoke.
Okay, that leaves the 2 center seats. Cody and Nurgo, who would like to be front? Who would like to be back?
I think I'd like to be back as well.
I have the higher perception probably, so yeah. Front would be good for me to keep an eye out.
Okay. So we've got the driver, Dawson, Cody, Brew, Lauren, Nurgo, Knox. So as you are driving through the area, you see what looks like, and the interstate that you're traveling on right now, Interstate 68, there are abandoned cars, but they're very spread out. It doesn't take much for John to be able to navigate around them. You're looking at about 7 p.m. It's late September, and the sun's starting to go down, so the shadows are elongating, but you haven't experienced any type of undead presence, and it doesn't look as if the highway itself is going to be any type of hazard. However, as you're approaching with the last of this day's light, I'd like a spot listen check from anybody that would be keeping an eye out. I'm assuming everyone's probably looking outside the car.
Hyper paranoid. Just assume
right.
that. Spot listen. Cool. Yay, bro.
Oh, I don't know why I rolled it twice. My bad.
But you did good,
Maybe
buddy.
I don't see what I'm being in the middle.
And as I said before, this is a brutal system that really relies on what they believe to be the human condition and work through it with the percentages. So in a car full of 5 players, Brew, smoking his cigarettes at the shotgun, is the only one that notices a city coming up to their right, just south of 68. you can see a small burg that probably was built up around a waterway, and now the artery of asphalt that you're currently driving on brushes up against it. And Brew, as you're sitting there with the smoke kind of lingering a bit and trailing off in the Maryland air, as you look down on that city, it takes you a second. But you can see in this dying light that several of the shadows are moving. Slowly, shambling, but moving.
We got Horde on us up here.
I can't see because of all the smoke wafting in
Where at?
here.
Right up ahead towards the town.
Maybe you should put that cigarette out.
So the rest of us can... Thanks, Brew. You're the best.
Do you really have to do that?
Can we get it around?
Yeah, is there any other way besides going straight through?
It looks as if you mean to pull off of 68. If you pull off the interstate, there's Brew. You don't see any of them on the road. They're down in the town, which is a good, quarter half click off the road itself. So they're there. They don't seem to be moving to intercept you or anything like that. There's just an obvious presence in the town proper.
Looks like they're just down in the town.
Question, how loud is our vehicle? Is it like puttering along like...
How loud is the Greganeer, Greg?
Yeah.
The Greganeer is surprisingly quiet.
Good.
Yeah, a lot of... The reason why you guys are in a 1972 Jeep Wagoneer and not something more modern is because some of these older cars, they lend themselves to be updated and modified and repaired much easier than these ones that have computers all through them and have a lot more components that are wont to be damaged by off-roading or something like that. So with the Greganeer is one of the quieter gas guzzlers that you've heard. If you were to involve yourselves more, like if you put in four-wheel drive and had to off-road, it probably would make a lot more noise. But here, just cruising along the asphalt, you can almost hear the tires as they rub and kind of crackle along the ground.
How's our supplies looking?
You guys have enough like food and water and things like that to make it to DC. Anything more than that, though, no.
Because we're only 2 hours away from it. Like you said earlier, I think.
Can we just...
As the crow flies, yes.
Oh boy, I don't like that. Can we just keep going? Do we need to deal with this?
Well, there could be like a old Walmart that haven't been looted yet. Maybe we can find a can of Spam or some silly cheese.
If
I don't like going into towns, especially one of the zombies.
That's fine. We can avoid it altogether. I mean, there may be more cigarettes in there. That'd be nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, maybe there's an inhaler just lying around too.
I was going to say the truth is revealed.
Just another reason not to stop. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. So cool. Zombies. They're tight. Keep going.
Yeah, let's. I don't think that putting our lives at stake for a can of Spam and 3 broken cigarettes is really worth it.
If we run into any trouble, we could always try and circle back. We needed to get, although I don't know why we'd need to.
And anyone behind us can stop too.
Yeah. Right. We should stay on course. We are caravan number 1. We have responsibilities.
Mhm.
Ish.
Dawson, what do you think? How's the road looking?
Oh, it looks good. Looks good up here. And he doesn't seem to mind the cigarette smoke in the least. He doesn't have any cigarettes, but he is living vicariously through Brew as the smoke wafts across the front windshield. And he has the side vent positioned just well enough that he can get as much of the secondhand smoke as is possible. For Dawson, as a Vietnam vet, he fears not the effects of tobacco.
So the front seat cares not about the cigarette smoke. Got you.
right.
Yes.
So as you guys are driving, yeah, Dawson's just sitting there, and he looks down whenever Brew, you pointed out. No, just leave him be. Leave him be, and I'm sure they'll have plenty of cigarettes when we get to the Mega.
God, I hope so, man.
And coffee. Do you think they'll have coffee?
Oh,
I
it
hope
better.
so.
Fucking amazing.
Coffee's the best.
How long has it been since we had coffee again?
Do we have to talk about that?
It's probably been a good 6 weeks when the last of the very rationed, just the weakest of the weakest coffee gave way to water as you guys lost the rest of your grounds.
Y'all need to just realize there ain't no more coffee, all right? And Peru's gone, probably, all right? It's a pipe dream. Just get over it.
Well, I could say the same about your
It's not
cigarettes,
true.
man, but you don't seem to be giving you shit about it.
I'm a
so-
lot more hydrated than I was before the apocalypse, let me tell you.
Look, everyone. We can grow both tobacco and coffee beans.
We can. We can do it.
Maybe if we get the seats, then
Maybe there's seeds in that town.
That's a great reason to go turn this Greganeer around. Look, if the interstate is blocked up ahead, it might be. We know that there's a place. They just looked like some slow moving shadows, so it might be a place we can circle back to if we need to.
We only got maybe a couple hours driving anyway. Let's just power through here and get through all this shit.
Yeah.
I think Dawson's right.
Yep,
I
let's do
agree.
it.
I agree. And as you're driving, Dawson reaches into the kind of the saddlebag quarter panel area of his door and pulls out an ancient opaque white cassette tape that he pushes into the equally archaic and completely ineffectual radio. However, the tape player still works in the 72 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. And as he pushes it in, the absolutely tranquil sounds of Dobie Gray begins to play as the song Drift Away begins to carry you through the Western Maryland Highlands. And as you all are...
I don't know that reference.
I was gonna say I don't know who Dobie Gray is.
Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll.
Okay.
Away.
I start singing along with it.
Yep.
I'm like
So yeah,
quietly.
everybody's singing along. If there's secondhand smoke to be had, maybe Dawson would even look over with the biggest of the sheepdog eyes at Brew. If Brew had one last
Oh,
smoke
I would totally give this guy a cigarette. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are getting double barreled up front as through the vent. Dawson is sitting there smoking as you guys are going through, and the road ahead is perfectly clear enough where Dawson pulls the lights on and pulls the long lever out, illuminating the road in front of you. And as the road gets illuminated and he goes to tap his ash into or out of the vent, you guys see something. It happens quickly, and the entire road in front of you slides to the left. It just breaks away. And you see Dawson grab hold of the wheel, and he goes, "Oh, fuck! And the entire Jeep goes off the road. You hear a crash as the front of it hits some type of stone that is jutting out of this hillside that you're going down. And it rolls over, side to side, side to side, side to side, as the Jeep just cannonballs down this hill. I need everyone to roll a balance check for me, please.
Oh no.
Oh my god, this sucks.
So bad. Yeah, Bruce killing it.
Some cigarettes.
Yeah.
So,
cigarettes.
Maybe if y'all smoke more.
As the Greganeer rolls down in its final movement as a vehicle, barrel rolling down this hill. All of you go from moments of gravity being normal as you're seated in the seats to inversion as you feel your arms and everything in the truck hit the roof, as it over and over again you go up and down, and there's sparks as the different cigarettes kind of hit different areas, and everything slows to the point where these sparks become drags of almost LSD and type of movements. And as you all come into arrest, everyone that failed or did not have a success on your balance check, you lose consciousness.
I'm out.
Brew. In fact, everybody that lost consciousness except for Brew, if you wouldn't mind either turning off or taking off your headphones.
Am I literally the only one conscious?
Yep. Brew, you're hanging upside down. You feel the water that is collecting in the roof of the Wagoneer kind of rush over your knuckles and your hands, and that's what brings you fully alert as you're hanging with your arms up above you, the safety strap pulled against your upper arm, but more importantly against your waist, as the true belts back in this day were just lap belts. The other belts had been added later. And so as you're kind of dangling there like a parachuter fallen into a tree, only inverted, and you begin to look around, you see that you are upside down and that you must have come to rest in a creek of some kind. And as the creek is washing in the same direction as your windows, it's come in through your window, travels underneath Cody's head, underneath Dawson's head, and exits in his side, pulling up a bit as some shattered glass is acting as a bit of a dam. But as you look, you notice that whatever you all struck on your way down this hill must have hit directly on the driver's side. And in these older cars without the collapsible steering columns, the steering column of the Gregoneer did not collapse. And you see that Dawson is pierced through the chest, pierced out the back of the driver's side seat. And you see that the gore-encrusted steering column is maybe 3 inches from Lauren's face as she's hanging upside down. And Dawson's just pierced. He's the only one who seems to be firmly in his seat as he is nailed to it. What do you want to do?
Is he conscious? Is Dawson conscious?
He's gone.
He's gone. Okay, so he's gone. Would I be aware that he had like a pistol or anything on him, like in his jacket or anything like that?
Yeah, you would be aware that with you and Conti having the AK-47s, that the 3 pistols that the group had would have been split among several people. We'll say that Dawson did, in fact, being a vet, he had one on his person. You're not sure where he kept it, though.
All right. If I'm not sure where he kept it, then I'll do what I can to save Lauren. A, because that's what I always do, and B, because I guess she's closest to me, and because that thing is so close to her face. I'm assuming she was sitting right behind the old man.
She's right behind Dawson. She's actually the farthest away from you in the.
Oh, is she? Oh, okay.
You were at the shotgun window. She was at the behind the driver's side window in the rear. So she's a perfect diagonal in the compartment away from you.
All right. Can I see anything out the window, like on my other side, like even though I'm upside down?
Yeah, roll a spot listen for me. Okay, so with these 2 degrees of success, what I'm going to do is, you only needed 1 for what you needed, so I'm going to take one of those successes, which is a penny, and I'm going to bank it for you, Brill. You can also put it on your character sheet underneath successes. You can give yourself a positive 1 as you're kind of banking them up for right now. Now that you're here, you hear the following. Voices from somewhere outside. Many of them muffled, but you catch one thing in particular as somebody seems to cackle and shout. Huh, you see that? We got one! Oh shit, fishing worked!
How far away does it sound? Does it sound like it's close, like
It
50,
sounds
100?
yeah, it sounds pretty far away. Like, not, I mean, you're thinking a good 50, 100 feet and up back, probably where you fell, the truck kind of slid from. And the only reason why you heard it is because somebody just got excited and kind of yelled. But also with your spot hidden, you see that somehow still clutched in his fingers is the cigarette that Dawson had when he went off. And as it's burned down and just glowing at this point, you see it drop as Dawson's fingers open and begin to flex.
Dawson, how you doing, man? I mean, aside from the massive thing, oh fuck. Is there any kind of blunt instrument I can use to like hit Dawson in the head? And
you're hanging upside down, and Cody is between you and Dawson.
Oh, so, Cody's which way? Okay. I guess the first thing I'll try to do then is try to like let myself out of the seatbelt so I can try to at least open up the car and maybe climb on top of it so I'm looking down inside it.
Yep, go ahead, and why don't you roll me a... just roll me a melee slashing, as you're going to have to cut your way out of this.
All right.
I'm going to have everybody else...
Can I, you said I could use my success, right? Didn't you say that we could use that earlier?
You had a bank. You had a bank success if you wanted to use it. Sure.
Yeah, I'll just use my success. So I'm just trying to like from wherever position I am, I'm trying to like cut myself free and like kick open the door, maybe something like that, to where I can like, get a better position on maybe like killing the zombie in the car before we got to worry about the the hillbillies from Deliverance.
Right. So let's see. Are you trying to wake anybody up?
I'll try. Who's closest to me? You said Conte a second ago.
Yeah, Lord Conte. Cody's right beside you.
Yeah, I'll try to wake up Conte. I'll start yelling at him or throwing a cigarette butt at him or something.
Okay. So, let me tell Nergo to put on his headset. And, okay. Let's get Nergo in here. Okay, so, gentlemen, as Nergo, when you wake up, you are upside down. Your hands are dangling above you, and you feel water on your knuckles as there seems to be a creek that is now going across the roof of the inverted Gregoneer. Cody, you wake up not on your own, but as you are being violently kind of shaken by Brew as he's waking you up, and you are completely out of it. You understand that you're upside down, but beyond that, you don't know how you are or where you are. Brew, you see two people starting to stir. Nergo, on your right and your left, you see Knox and Lauren, respectively. They are both unconscious. At this glance, it looks like Dawson has been impaled by the steering column, but he's moving. And
I'll, as soon as I can, see that I'm waking Conti up, I'll start, kind of, I don't want to yell necessarily like the hillbillies that I just heard, but I want to like definitely give an urgent, Dawson's turning, man. Dawson's turning. Shit's sideways. We got to get out of this right now. We got to move, man. We got to get out of this death trap.
Oh God, what happened?
Oh God, Conti's turning too, man. All right, quick, we got to.
Shut up! I got a headache. What's happening?
We got to
Where
get
am
out of
I?
the car. We got to get out of the car, man. Car crashed.
I'm back.
Okay, as everybody's back, here's the situation. Lauren and Knox, as you come to, you hear the voices of the three others, Brew and Conti and Nurgo, not arguing, but like, what's happening? What's going on? Lauren, as you wake up, your hands are dangling above you as you are in the straps of the Wagoneer, and the water of the creek that is running through the roof or over the roof has kind of brought you to. And as you're hanging there and you look, about 3 inches in front of your face is a gore-encrusted steering column. It is the same steering column that punched through the block and killed Dawson, as he is now nailed to the seat in front of you. The big problem is that while he is nailed, Dawson is going, and his hand's starting to move and flex. You all have things you would like to do. Let me know what your intent is as we are entering the first round of an action phase here. So, kids, let me know what you would like to do. Remember, Brew, some people don't have information here that you do, and that's all I'll help you with.
What is that? Am I allowed to give that out or no? What am I?
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta decide to do it in character.
All right,
Hey, Brew.
all right. Look, Dawson's turning, man. We got to put him down. Also, there's hillbillies out there. We're in some kind of trap. Hillbilly set a trap for us.
Someone give me a knife.
Who's got a knife?
Okay.
I need to get off here.
Okay, so as you're deciding to do all of this, I need to know who wants to do what right now. So let's go around. Lauren, what are you trying to do?
Oh, damn it. It started with me.
I'll go with
Okay.
anybody if you've got it ready.
So I think I would, unless Brew has anything he wants to say, I think I would try and, I guess I'd try and cut myself free
Sure.
so I can scramble back and away.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so you're cutting yourself free. Brew, what are you going to do?
I'm going to. So I'm free now, right? Because I cut myself free.
Yeah, you're basically
I think I
kneeling in the
used my
you're
second.
kneeling you're kneeling in the water on the roof of the Gregoneer, as you're the only one that's basically right side up. Everyone else is dangling, looking at you, as the remnants and the contents of the Gregoneer are scattered everywhere. And Dawson, who's nailed to the thing, has begun to move.
Now Dawson. Okay, so he's still impaled, right? Like he can't actually move. He's just like that, but he's like fixed in his position.
He seems like he's a permanent feature of this particular seat, but who knows?
All right. In that case, I'll help. I'll probably, if he's closest to me, I'll help Cody get out of his seat, because I know he's got the other AK. So, and I know the hillbillies are out there. So I'll help him first.
Okay, you want to free Cody. All right. Knox, what would you like to do?
So what do I see? I was in the back seat.
You are still in the back seat. You are dangling from the safety restraints across your lap and the modified restraint across your shoulder. So you're strapped in, thank God, but you're hanging upside down, and your fingers are touching the roof of the Wagoneer, but there's creek water rushing across the top as you look around kind of in a daze, and you realize that it's come to rest upside down in a shallow creek. And as you look directly in front of you, you see Brew right side up kneeling down on the roof, he's moving like he's going to help Cody out of his seat. When you turn to your left, you see Nurgo floating right beside you, hanging upside down. Lauren hanging upside down. Dawson is nailed to the driver's side chair by a steering column that's punched out through, but he's moving, which is bad.
So was I able to take 2 bats and 3 knives? Because they're both 1 carrying unit. And I
you are able, you guys, just to tell everybody at home, you guys have among you 3 knives, 2 bats, 2 AKs, and 4 pistols. You may split those up among everyone. So,
okay.
you have 3 knives in total for the group.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. Okay. I'm just gonna try to buckle myself.
Okay, you're gonna try to cut yourself out?
If the buckle works, that'll be faster.
Sure, yeah. I'll have you try the buckle. And then let's go, Cody. What are you trying to do?
Well, let me get out of this, since I am right next to the reanimating Dawson. Let me get out of this seatbelt.
Okay. You're trying to remove yourself as well.
Does he get any kind of like benefit because I was trying to help him or anything?
Yeah, we're gonna give him advantage since you're helping him out. Nurgo, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get out of the seatbelt the normal way, if possible.
Gotcha. Okay, so here's what I'd like everyone to do first. On your character sheets, if everyone would roll 2 of the blue speed dice, we'll figure out exactly what order all this is getting done. Okay, it looks like Nox, Brew... Oh no, I'm sorry. Brew did 2 rolls.
I'm sorry, I don't know why it's doing that.
Looks like Nox, Lauren...
Why did it roll 3 dice?
Lauren, let's just do it like this. Nox, Lauren... Because it explodes. If you hit a 6, it'll continue to roll more. Which is not good for what you have. And then, let's see, Nurgo, Cody, and Brew. Okay, Nox, you are up first. What I want from you is let's roll some... You're just trying to get yourself out of here. So how about I tell you what, I want a composure roll here. If you can keep yourself... If you can reach down and not worry about this and just do the buckle.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me one of those, please.
Oh, God.
Okay. So as you're sitting there and there's no way to keep calm in a situation like this, you're dangling upside down. The first time you've seen one of these walking dead in the truck with you, a person that was just talking to you seconds ago, and you kind of freeze as you're looking around and trying to do this, and it's just not unbuckling. There's too much tension on the actual the harness that you're hanging in, and you can't get it to work. Let's go to Lauren. Lauren, same thing here. You can do a slashing or a composure. If you want to unbuckle, composure. If you want to knife it, you can slash.
Yeah, I think I'll try composure. Just chill. I'm a chill gal. Maybe that's not true. But the apocalypse has chilled me out.
Okay, technically that was a calm other, but it's the exact same score, so
sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That counts as a success anyway, because it's the exact same breakdown.
Okay.
So yeah, you're able to, you kind of steel yourself for a second, and your eyes are still looking at this glistening steering column a couple inches from your face, and you kind of taking a deep breath, exhale, and hit the button at the same time. And Nurgo, you'd see Lauren as she kind of bangs against the roof, and you see that she's free, which leads us right over to Nurgo, as you may do the same thing. You can slash, melee slash to get out, or a composure to try to unbuckle yourself.
I'll try composure as well. Oh god, I need to get down. Well,
Okay.
that.
This is where I will tell you, you only missed that one by 8. If you want to spend some of your Gestalt, you will be able to make that a success if you spend 8 of it and reduce your score.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay.
Coming down.
So it kind of catches for a second, Nurgo, and then you're like, nope, nope, and you kind of just jump up and move around, and the buckle gives way underneath you as you crash down beside Lauren. As we go to Cody. Cody, you see now as you're turning to kind of free yourself that Dawson's hand reaches out and starts to like brush and kind of claw loosely at your left thigh, as that's the closest thing to him, as he's grabbing at your thigh.
Well, it's time for me to get out of this build.
Okay, also from our buddy Ozzy, we have advantage just came in for Lauren, Nurgo, and Brew. So keep in mind that you have advantage, Lauren, Nurgo, and Brew. And you also have advantage, Cody, depending upon how you want to do this. You can do composure, or you can do slashing with a knife, but because Brew is there helping you, you can roll this twice.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Jesus, why have you forsaken me?
Okay, so as you're sitting there and you're desperately trying to get out of this thing, just as you're getting ready to slice at the strap and you're like, okay, I've got it, the hand of Dawson reaches over and grabs your wrist, and with a strength belying a man of his early 70s, he pulls it back away from you and starts pulling your knife hand towards his mouth as he's you see all this happening, Brew, as you're trying to help him get out of this.
All right. So he's got that knife in his hand, right? The one that's being drawn over to the zombie.
Yep.
All right. I want to try to grab the knife and stab the zombie in the head.
Okay. So with that action, now that your original action was to help free Cody, but I'll let you switch this off to do this. Roll me a attack, either piercing or attack slashing, as you are basically going to use Cody's own hand to drive this knife into the face of Dawson.
My plan next turn anyway.
Oh, okay. So it's that first one, I think. I think it's the 3 degrees of. Is it? Yeah, 3. Well, no, the 3 is the 3 from. No, that's the piercing. Yeah, 3 degrees of failure there.
Right. So with those 3 degrees of failure, I will let you know this. If this is something that you feel needs to be done, you can use competency points to offset it.
So would I have to spend 3 competency points for that?
Yeah, to break it even.
Would breaking it even make it a success? Or
it would make it a successful attack, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. So I'll take my competency points down to 1.
Okay. So as you go ahead and do this with the knife that you are attacking with, go ahead and roll me. Give me, since you're using him and you had advantage with the other thing, Ozzy just gave you advantage. I will allow you to boost damage to this with that if you'd like.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I got to take this dude out.
Okay, roll 3 damage dice for me then. 3 of the red ones. So just click up to 3 and roll them. So with 6 damage delivered, you kind of move your boot back and kick the back of the knife hilt, and you actually feel, Cody, your hand go independent of your own strength or direction as it zips past your face, and you see it slam into the upper cheek of Dawson, and it's at such an angle that it slips behind his nose, and you actually see an element of it pop out of his left eye as you kind of hit high on his face. As you're there and as your hand is there, you feel his lips brush across your fingers as he is pinned, but he goes, and you feel the now drying tongue lap over your finger as you begin to pull away. But as you begin to pull away, the hand of Dawson reaches but finds no purchase. You're able to kind of pull yourself away. You're still dangling there, and then he looks over with a knife, your knife, shoved into the front of his face. We're going to go back up to the top. Everybody roll those 2 speed dice again to see exactly what's going on.
Just real quick, Greg. When the knife hit Dawson, it went into his cheek meat?
Yep, it went into his cheek, right through his cheek meat, man.
All right, cool.
Just right into it. Ooh, those are better speed dice. Okay, that looks like Nurgo.
Yeah. I'm probably trying to get my knife out and help with the zombie killing
Okay.
behind.
So, Nurgo, you're going to come in from behind and try to do a little zombie killing on Dawson. And what I'm going to do is the following. Dawson's still coming after all of you guys. Okay, Nurgo, you're planning to go into Dawson. What is Lauren doing? Lauren, you are in the same position you were.
Yeah, okay, so now I'm on the bottom, which is the roof. So I should be able to move over to Nox and help her down.
Okay, so that'll give Nox on advantage, just like Cody had whenever it's attempting to get down. Now, the next 3 people are tied. So, Brew, let's hear what you want to do first.
Is Dawson dead for sure? Or dead? Can we tell?
I don't think he's dead.
He's still moving, bud.
Oh,
he's
still
moving
moving
with the knife in his face. Yeah.
All right. I want to, while he's moving around with like a knife in his head, I guess I want to try to like get my get the AK up and ready in case the hillbillies start bearing down on us, and I'm gonna try to take cover somewhere behind the car. But I'm gonna like tell the others, we gotta snuff this candle, man. We got hillbillies coming down here. I am not gonna get Ned Beatty'd, man. I'm just gonna get in position and
I don't know that reference.
I know you don't. Just kill this damn thing and we gotta move.
Okay, so
I can't squeal like a pig, man. We gotta go.
What?
This is like a legitimate conversation
Are
happening.
you
with a zombie
referencing Deliverance? What?
Yes. Okay, so Nox, you're gonna try to get out of the thing again with advantage, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you're trying to get out of your harness, and then Cody, you are still as this pitter-pat conversation goes on between Lauren and Brew, you're still dangling upside down beside a zombie. So
That's how we're gonna go out, Greg. Bantering.
Without it, yeah, the banter and so you're sans knife, right? What would you like to do, Cody?
Let me see if I can undo the buckle now.
Okay. All right, so let's drop down to the back of the beginning. Nurgo, you're going in after Dawson. You have a pistol. If you'd like to fire that, you also have a knife. Just tell me what you would like to use.
I think I would try the knife first.
Okay, so just roll piercing or slashing. It's totally up to you.
Piercing. I'm trying to going from behind. Oh god.
Okay, so you come in and you're like slashing at him from that going to stab at him, and it's almost like with his face moving and the hilt of that thing, it's almost like he's fencing you. As you went to stab his face, he turned and the hilt kind of deflected your blade as you're standing there sort of looking at this creature in front of you. Lauren, you have cut yourself free. You're giving advantage, so let's go ahead and have Nox roll her advantage to either unbuckle or slash her way out. So melee slashing or composure twice.
I'm gonna try to unbuckle. So kind of takes a while to get over there.
And on that second one, with a click, you're like, my God, open!
Get
and
me
just
out of
like,
here! Who cares about deliverance, you assholes?
It's fine. It's like.
Now is really not the time. I don't want to get eaten.
Okay.
Eating's
So-
the worst of our problems. We got to move, y'all.
with the click, Nox, you finally feel it release around you, and you move your shoulder up as you drop the like 6 to 10 inches and smack off of the roof. But you are now beside Lauren, beside Nurgo in the back seat. Everything is kind of strewn about. The weapons that you had, if it's a pistol or a knife, are on you. Your bat would probably be somewhere in this compartment, though. So since you both had a joint attack, I will allow you both to move out of the truck with Brew if you'd like to on your turn, because you guys had a joint turn.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Come with me
Yeah.
if you want to leave.
Right.
Immediately, as soon as we emerge, looking around for said hillbillies.
Absolutely. Conti, I saw that you rolled successes there. So as you're looking and you see Nurga valiantly trying to stab this thing in the head, you realize it's now or never as the hand returns to your left thigh. A very awkward first date in the theater with Dawson, as you unclick and drop onto the roof and begin to you grab your AK and just kick your way out, kind of using the water and using the momentum to just get the hell away from Dawson. And we're gonna... What's
Before
that?
I get out, where's the flare gun?
Where is that flare gun?
Yeah, I'm gonna look for that before I get out of the truck.
Okay, so you're staying in the truck. Currently in the back seat, we have Nurgo, and we're going to take it with Brew's turn here. As you all emerge, Brew, you spin and come out of the water or out of the window of the Gregonier, and you pull out, help out Nox and Lauren as they're kind of coming out through the water as well. And when you take your gun and spin it up, I want you to make a spot listen for me. Okay, so Brew, you're apparently built for the apocalypse, my friend. As you pull up your gun and you're looking up towards the bank, you see the trap for what it is now. It was the entire road was rigged to give way when they just dug it out. They allowed it to be dug out, and all that was there was a crust of asphalt, and that's what caught the Gregonier. And you guys went down a good 70 feet down a pretty steep incline. And when you look up, you see 3 hillbillies looking down at you. They have various scarves pulled up around their necks, hat backwards. As they look down, they go, "Oh shit, they're still alive!" And you see them start to break right and left. You also notice, just off to the side of this, what looks like a 75-foot long slip and slide. You are able to position yourself, because you saw them, you are able to position yourself and tell Lauren and Nox where to position them, where they should stand behind the truck to avoid any type of retaliatory fire. You know where they are.
Take cover, those hillbillies are coming down on us. I see 3 of them. I'm about to light them up.
Do you think? Why can't we just give them cornbread and then they'll just go away?
Because they're going to cornhole us. Now we got to take out these hillbillies.
Can we do it?
They're the ones set this trap for us. Dawson's dead on account of them. We're going to take them out, get the hell out of here, and get over to D.C. Come on now, we can do this.
Okay, so as we are back inside the truck, Nurgo, you and Cody are far enough away that there isn't any type of action that Dawson can do on his turn to get out. You see him kind of loosely grabbing at the steering column that's never going to be removed from his chest, but he's sitting there trying to do it regardless. Let's go ahead and roll some speed dice again, and if you guys could help me with the numbers, we can do it a little bit faster because I'm way too slow to do this stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell? What is my life? Oh,
The
man.
mighty have fallen.
Oh,
Me and Nurg are at 7.
I'm at 6.
Nice. And then
There we go.
Cody and then Brew.
Can I use my fate point, Greg, to
No.
try?
But Brew's gonna save us all.
Brew's taking his time organizing everybody. They forgot to pay attention.
I'm the only one who sees anything. Y'all are lost without me.
Bruce too busy
Yep.
patting himself on the back for that cornhole joke. Like,
Yep.
yep, that was a good one.
It was aces.
Yep.
Okay.
You have to go out.
Nox, as you come out and you finally are getting your bearings, being back on the right side of up, as you kind of splash out into the water and Brew kind of motions to where the appropriate place is for cover, you get up there, and as he indicates in the dying light of Garrett, you look up and see these three guys as they break and kind of spread. What would you like to do?
So it's just 3 dudes?
You see 3 dudes, yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go to where Brew directed me to go. Duck down. I'm gonna... Oh, shit. I'm gonna try to help. I'm gonna peek into like the car, like through the window to see like what's going on in there, and I think I see Conti like searching for something, and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you looking for? Get out of there! As soon as I find out that he's looking for the flare gun, I'm like, shit, that's a good idea, and I'm gonna try to find it too. So
Okay,
I
so
give
from
them
the-
help to do that.
Awesome. So from the outside, you're looking at a different angle, like into the truck interior to see if you see anything. Okay, you'll be rolling a spot listen whenever it's your turn. And you can go ahead and do it if you want.
Oh, I was gonna because isn't it like my turn right now?
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead. Lauren, you and Nurgo go at the same time. Nurgo, what do you want to do as you are still inside the truck?
I think I would try to get out of the truck on the, if possible, opposite side to the hillbillies.
Okay, we're gonna say that since she goes first, you can see Nox, and she's looking out at you all, looking in from the opposite side, kind of where the driver's side, where Lauren was. So she can easily help you out of the truck on that side as well. So you're exiting the vehicle. Okay, and then Lauren, what do you want to do?
Could you just real quick for me? We're on the driver's side, and the hill or the incline up to the highway is which way?
Okay, look at it like this. The Greganier is top down in the river. The butt of the Greganier is facing back up the hill. The nose of the Greganier is facing into the middle of the creek. And you guys are around the nose of the Greganier because that's the farthest between. That's the most cover for you guys. So you're around the hood.
And the hillbillies are coming down the incline.
Well, if they were going to approach from any direction, they'd be approaching from the rear of the Greganier, which is facing the hill.
Did they look like they have guns?
You can't tell.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'm going to so we're at the nose, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna just stay here where there's cover. I guess I'd be looking for like a good place to go around us. I know the the river is behind us, but I want to be keeping an eye out for anything else and just staying in cover like Bruce said.
Gotcha. Okay, so spot hidden or spot listen, go right ahead and you can roll that. And when I get to you, tell me what you have.
Yeah, 2 degrees of success.
Awesome. That's going to be very, very important. So let me zip down here so we can see those. Yeah, that's going to offset Nox as well. So, and then let's go to Cody. Cody, what do you want to do? You're still searching inside, right?
Yeah, I'm still looking for that flare gun.
Okay, spot listen. Go ahead and roll that. And Brew, at the back end, I assume you're going to try to lay down the death.
Oh yeah. Now that I'm in position, it's go time. I'm going to try to light these hillbillies up. I am not getting cornhole.
Okay, so you'll be rolling firearms long gun when it comes to you. So, all right. So here's how everything breaks down. What was the result of the spot listen for Nox? It was negative, or it was 2 degrees of failure. As you're looking around, you don't see anything that resembles the flare gun, Nox. However, what we're going to say here is, with your motion and what you're doing, and as you're looking through that direction, Lauren, you turn and look, and as you look to see how Nox is progressing, it just so happens that at that moment, your eyes travel to Nox and then beyond as the hill goes up, back up towards the highway, and you see that weird slip and slide that Brew noticed when he came out, and you also notice the headfirst arrival of a zombie as it slides down the slip and slide and splashes into the water. You see, and then you hear and another one splashes into the water. Another, and as the first one of the 5 kind of pulls itself up, without the benefit of a roll, you guys hear from the top, "We'll get him now! Go get him, boys!"
Hillbillies are the worst. 12 o'clock, 5 zombs. Let's go.
Shit.
And with that, then we're going to drop over to Nurgo. Just as this happens, you see the same thing as you get pulled out by Nox, who kind of helps you out. You're standing there, though, and you are face to face with these 5 as they're coming in. I'm going to give you the ability, since you were helped out by Nox, to have another action here. If you want to take a shot at these things, feel free.
Yeah.
You do have a pistol.
Yeah, I'll fire my first shot.
Yep, firearms, pistol for you. Okay, so as you come out, and as the shot goes off, crack, the bullet goes flying, and there isn't anything that seems to hit as it bounces off of the padded mud in the rear of, let's see. And what I'll start doing is, the more your gun is used, I'm going to ask you to roll those little depletion dice, but not yet. Whenever you hit a certain number, that fun crack becomes a click, which isn't that great. So as you turn and shoot, you go into the cluster of these things, but they seem to just miss as one of them stands up with the creek water dripping off of a patchy beard and the bottom lip pulled completely off as you see the bottom mandible of teeth as it and begins to move towards you.
Lipless teeth.
That's the worst. Cody, what was that spot? Listen for me.
Horrible.
Well, it was only by 1. You can use your competency if you'd want to.
You know what? Matters
Okay.
decree that I need to find this flare gun and get out of this truck fast.
Okay, so you look.
I will use a competency.
As you look around, it's almost as if his last act as a zombie would have been approved by his last act as a human, as Dawson looks over at you with these eyes that are still very much awake and not, covered in white or cataract. And from inside his jacket pocket, as he's moving, just past the impalement of the steering column, you see the flare gun slip out and drop to the roof.
Oh, I gotta grab that. Gotta grab my AK and gotta get out of this truck.
Okay, so you grab it and you're able to make it out of the truck. Brew, you now have 5 targets that Lauren has just pointed out there are much closer than the hillbillies. You have your AK. Let me know what you would like to do, and before you do so, I will let you know that the AK possesses a feature where if things are clustered, you can